Austria's ruling People's Party wants to jail journalists for reporting on government corruption. It's no wonder that the ÖVP wants to make reporting on corruption illegal, considering reporting on corruption caused several of their governments to collapse, including from Wunderkind Sebastian Kurz. Corruption that Sebastian Kurz would be found guilty of committing. And when things got a little too hot for Sebastian, he went and ran off to California to work for Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel is a far-right ideological man who believes that democracy is incompatible with human freedom and bankrolled not only Donald Trump's presidential campaigns, but effectively bankrolled J.D. Vance's entire political career. So what's all in this proposed law to effectively criminalize journalists' basic function and duties in a democracy? The draft law was leaked to Falter from the ÖVP Club. It comes from what is called the coordination body. Basically, there is a current government coalition, and the Greens and the People's Party meet together to hash out drafts of proposed laws they want to put forward in Parliament. In the law, the People's Party not only want to censor investigatory journalists, but to attach jail time for investigatory journalists and their sources, effectively meaning that if they report on corruption proceedings or other delicate judicial investigations, they can face jail time. And I wonder why this is. Is it because Falter, Standard, Profil, Presse, and ORF have found many repeated scandals? And keep in mind, this isn't the first time they tried to do this. Back when the Data Protection Act, as in the national version in Austria of the GDPR Act of the EU, the ÖVP attempted to do a reporting ban through their constitution minister, Caroline Edstadler. She attempted to make it so it would be illegal to directly quote from private chats or witness interviews, but made sure she emphasized that reporting on corruption and mismanagement is of course possible. Except now that we know that the minister was lying, with the documents stating anyone who publishes information from official documents of criminal proceedings, analog and digital documents from investigation files, as well as the indictment or the criminal complaint. Note, that did not take place in public proceeding or otherwise publicly known, must be punished. It also protects people at the center of corruption charges, saying that reporting that could affect the confidentiality of the persons concerned or the presumption of innocence or their right to a fair trial would be considered illegal. What is even more frustrating is that under Austrian law, the presumption of innocence is already protected. See, if a publication does something that you consider violating your rights, you have the legal right to sue in Austria and get monetary damages back. But what happens now with this new law is that instead of suing the publication, it would make every individual journalist legally liable. The People's Party isn't happy enough about getting paid compensation damages from the media. No, no, no. They want to impose criminal records on journalists and their sources and bring state power into the position that even if reporting was in the public interest and the person concerned does not want to sue at all, that the journalist can still be thrown in jail. And keep in mind, this won't just protect corrupt politicians, it will also protect corrupt police when people complain about them, or try to get the media to cover, for example, when the government does not pursue charges of SA seriously. Now, before we finish, please like, share, subscribe, repost this, and let people know. And how is the ÖVP responding to all of this chaos? Well, Minister Ed Stadler is saying that the version that was leaked is not up to date, which is deeply ironic considering that the ÖVP Club is led by August Wohlginger, who is currently under investigation for corruption by the Central Ministry for Investigating Corruption. Which the article that I've been using for this story lets note that if this law passed, they would not be able to report on. What this law says loud and clear from the ÖVP is, we, as the People's Party, intend to do more corruption and really do not want anyone reporting on it any longer. Because under what other circumstances can you justify them trying to make reporting on corruption illegal?